Welcome back to Totally Broken Opinions. On today's episode, we're talking about what the fuck we got up into in September. From political problems to the world of just movies and TV, September has been a wild, wild ride.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy, to be honest. Assassinations.
Yep. All of the outcome of that. How the dismantling of...
as well.
Yeah. Digital IDs.
Digital IDs. Our lives, which no one cares about.
Foreigners getting sent back to countries that they don't belong to. You know.
Yeah. All this happening. Then we had the racist march as well.
London got a
wasn't racist, but
yep.
Does seem to be quite racist.
Flags have been popping up all over the country of the UK.
How many flags? There's been so many flags.
Where I live, there's just all around where I live is just all flags, and I'm like, what a sad fucking life you have to put a flag up.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's kind of... I don't know about you, but it feels like the flag's image has been tarnished a little bit now.
No, what makes you say that? Yeah. The British flag has never been a symbol of like oppression and anything like that.
Yeah, never at all.
Don't ask India, China, Russia, any of the other countries. Anything that we had a British Empire
in the world.
Yeah. No. The British flag has always been a pure symbol of unity and peace. It's never been anything bad.
Yeah. So, why did we get started?
I watched a movie.
Which movie did you watch?
I watched Honey Don't. It's Aubrey Plaza, Margaret Qualley, Chris Evans are like the main people. Charlie Day as well. It's by one of the Coen brothers, Ethan Coen. It's not reviewed very well, but I had a great time with this movie. I really enjoyed it. If you've ever watched the Nice Guys, the Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe movie, it gave me very similar vibes to that. And I just like a noir, like not a noir detective thing, but just like a detective in a small town who hates their job and is just trying to get on with it. And Margaret Qualley is really good, and it's just a fun thing.
Is it like the Venom effect, where it doesn't review well, but it's just enjoyable to watch?
For me personally, yeah. I just enjoy it. I just like that type of movie. I think just a movie where it's just someone's day-to-day life and they're just doing it, and there's just weird shit happening all around them. Like Chris Evans is a evangelical Christian like church cult leader, and
yeah.
Like, she only has, like, 1 or 2 interactions with him, but, like, the plot just kind of happens around. Like, she's actively investigating it and, like, things happen. But, yeah, no, I just had a fun time with this movie. I think, honestly, it was, like, it's probably in my, like, top 3 of the year. Which...
Really?
Yeah, I know people probably don't like it because it's kind of just a weird movie. It's not about much. It's just... one person goes missing and she's like dies basically at the beginning, and it's her investigating what happened, but she was never really officially on the case because she's a private investigator, but the client died before they could hire her. So
yeah,
like it's just I don't know, it was just a fun movie. Like I just had fun with it. I don't want to spoil it for people because like the ending is kind of I wouldn't say a letdown, but it's kind of just like, oh, okay, that's how it ends.
Right.
Which I think is why probably people were like, oh, a bit sour on it, because it doesn't really have that definitive of ending. Like the big bad that you kind of just comes out of like, oh, okay. Like you feel like, oh, okay, they just kind of plopped that in there, I guess, as that's the big bad. But... ultimately, yeah. No, I just had fun with it. I just like that aesthetic. Margaret Qualley is really good as an actress. Chris Evans is having the time of the life, being as low a dirtbag as he is in every movie now. Like, he really wants to get away from the squeaky clean Captain America image. But yeah, no, I had fun with this movie. Shall we move on to something that we've both watched now? which
Go
is
for it.
Wednesday season 2.
Yes, I actually really like the second season.
I enjoyed it as well. Yeah, I watched it all in one go. I didn't watch it all part 1 and part 2.
Right. But I feel like the two parts were they're fairly well done, to be fair.
Yeah,
As in, this, after the first part, it kind of did wrap up the first half. The first half was more about the asylum, and then the second half was more about the
family.
Francois Isaac,
Yeah.
the family thing. Yeah. Yeah, this season had a lot more of the Addams family in it.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. Like, they're just a bunch of weird people. I always forget that the dad's not magic, or what was magic, apparently, and then wasn't magic.
Yeah, wait. I mean, I think this is a new adaptation kind of thing. I don't think. I mean, I said the original script. There wasn't much original, but yeah, I don't think he used to have powers. And neither Pugsy either.
I didn't know Billy Piper was in this season, and then I was very pleasantly surprised, because I was like, oh, I like Billy Piper.
Yeah.
Her character's interesting.
You know, they're making a spin-off.
What, with Billy Piper?
No, for Uncle Fester.
Oh. Yeah, I don't care that much.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I was a bit surprised.
He's probably the one, because you can do international globetrotting, weird shit like that, I imagine.
I imagine that's exactly how it'll be. And I'm going to guess it's going to be before... It's going to be set before Wednesday.
Probably.
Because obviously, spoiling for end of Wednesday, they go off together. Him and her and Uncle Fester are together to find Enid.
Oh, yeah. I forget. Yeah. Enid got a little dance number as well with Agnes. I liked Agnes. Agnes was a good addition. Very well acted. I think I like creepy, like, weird women. Because I like the person who plays Delirium in Sandman. She's like that creepy, just kind of aloof out there.
So is that your type of it?
She's 16, so no.
Yeah, the dance type was quite cool, but I really different about it. So the song wasn't decided yet. It wasn't actually released when they did the original choreography for
Well,
it.
that song has replaced K-pop Demon Hunter's Golden as the song that I've now heard on the radio far too many times. So
Yeah, it was so popular, that song.
I don't mind I like the dance sequence. I think I prefer it to the Wednesday one.
For this one to the Wednesday.
Yeah, but that's because I don't remember the
Yeah.
Wednesday one, because I haven't watched season 1 again. So I was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is the new thing that I remember now. And also Netflix keeps pushing the fucking video to me. Like, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like on YouTube, it just goes, you liked Wednesday, right? And here's this video of Agnes and Enid dancing. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch it once. Because there was a comment that made me go, oh yeah, that's a kind of cool detail. And it's because Agnes was watching her dance routine. At the end, she switches legs because she's doing the same pose as Enid. And she needs to do it out.
Ah, yeah.
So she swaps legs at the last second to get the performance.
See, what I heard was that was a mistake.
I mean, maybe, but it works for the character.
But they just kept it in because it was more authentic.
I mean, yeah, if it works, it works. Like, that's a good character thing, because
It does. It did work. It was like, oh wait, yeah, it was like a little.
Because she would have been
Oh, no.
watching it from a certain perspective, so she would have always just been copying the moves from Agnes's perspective. So she would have had to switch it to. Although that dance sequence doesn't really make sense to me, and how you could do it as two people if it wasn't planned to be done as two people.
Yeah, because Agnes goes invisible.
No, it's not even that. It's just like a lot of the things aren't symmetrical until like they are symmetrical. So then it's a lot of like how would Enid be preparing it without another person? But hey, look, that's the magic of television. But no, I enjoyed it. It's funny that the other love interest didn't even make an appearance in the show. He just got
the Xavier?
Yeah, he got a painting, and then that was it. It's like, oh yeah, we'll never mention him. I'm sure he'll come back. I don't know. Maybe
happened in real life.
I don't know. I feel like they just didn't need him.
No, probably not.
Because I can't remember. Because this is the thing. I should have watched season 1 again, but because it's been 3 years since the last one, and this is the problem with television now. There's so many long gaps between seasons, and yeah, so I just can't remember what happened in season 1, really.
No, I think I watched a video to do a recap. For the whole
Yeah, I should have done something like that. Would have been useful. Because I was just like, oh yeah, this character was Christopher Lloyd always in it. The
Who's
guy in the jar.
No, it wasn't in the first.
Okay,
Thing.
yeah, okay. Because I was wondering, because I was like, I'm sure I would have remembered Christopher Lloyd in the jar.
Yeah.
Because I watched a Corridor video about the breakdown on like how that head in the jar effect works, and they basically just scanned him like they do with everything. And it's just like, poor Christopher Lloyd. He's like 90 something years old, and he has to sit in a fucking a booth with a bunch of cameras just flashing in his face to take pictures of him at every angle whilst he does the performance.
What I always think quite interesting with Wednesday is they actually do a fair bit of like practical effects. Because the whole hand is all like a real person.
Yeah.
They have like a magician doing it, and even when they do like the werewolf scenes, they have the actors on stilts.
Oh, that was a nice detail that I liked with the werewolf. When it's Wednesday in Enid's body, the werewolf is black.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And it's just like, oh, okay, that's kind of a cool visual to like go. Because I guess it's the soul that's tied to the design of the thing. Because Enid has the streaks of coloured hair as well.
Yeah, and then also you get the fun bit of
the Wednesday dance. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying like because Wednesday says I'm allergic to colour, and everyone just thinks, oh yeah, she's joking, but then no, she's actually is allergic to colour.
Yeah. I wonder if those, because I was expecting the mum to clock it really early, but like she didn't, and I was kind of like, oh, okay.
No.
I guess that also goes to the theory that they're not that close, because Wednesday is very reserved, so she doesn't know her daughter that well. But like, I would have thought the mum would have clocked it quite early on, but no. Overall, I enjoyed it. I think it was well done. I think the additions of the new cast and everything were good. Oh, the other thing about the dance sequences, the one thing I wish they didn't do was show the locket.
Oh.
Because I think it would have been much more interesting, because like you see the jacket open, then you see nothing, and then you just see Wednesday suddenly appears on her hand. I know that they have to do it because audiences are dumb, but I think it would have been... because otherwise, like, how the fuck did he not see that walking away? Like, I know he was looking at Enid and whatnot, but like, you would not notice a fucking dangling pendant? Especially if everything about her turns invisible.
Yeah, it's so weird.
So
I don't understand. The thing is, invisibility is always something that doesn't work well.
Yeah, it's just...
The only people who do it right is probably the boys.
Well, we haven't had an invisible character for a while, that's the thing. In the boys, I don't remember. Because there was just the one guy who was just a perv.
Oh yeah, translucent, yeah. But the point is, he did it right, because even he always had to be naked.
Yeah. I mean, I get the clothes, but it's just the inconsistency of like when you touch an object. Like if
well, the thing is that the difficult thing is you're always touching the earth.
True. But like maybe
that's where the difficult conceiver to come in, because you're like, oh, hang on, how is yours? Clothes going invisible, but not the ground.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It'd be an interesting choice to have the floor, if you did do it, like the floor have footsteps.
Yeah.
Like, you know how like when you have all the fucking powder or something and you throw it at the invisible man and you can see him, but like when you're walking on like concrete or something, you see the underground of concrete. Like if you're touching something, it turns invisible, so the thing underneath it becomes visible. Like as a visual indicator, so you can never really escape, but... Or you have to have like special shoes. Skin shoes, so that it touches skin and it turns invisible. Like a creepy serial killer thing. I know I've heard that the newest Invisible Man movie, where it's like a technology suit, is pretty good. In terms of how they do the visuals for the invisibility on that. Because it's like basically a suit with a whole bunch of cameras and reflective glass and things like that, or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, the other thing I've watched this month is Blue Beetle. a film that came out 2 years ago, and I skipped it because it was at the point where DC was really shit, and this movie came and went, and I just didn't have time to watch it. And then it's taken me 2 years to watch it, and it's fine. But it also may apparently be allowed to enter James Gunn's DC universe, so who knows?
So yeah, I can't remember what's it about.
He gets a beetle from a burger box by a woman, and then another beetle guy comes in to try and beat him up to get that beetle. And then he's like, I don't kill people, but then his entire family is like, yeah, fuck it, we'll kill people. And then the emotional beat at the end of the movie is that he won't kill the big burly security guy who's trying to kill him because the mean lady wants him to wants the beetle. And he's like, I won't kill you, you've got to be there. And then the guy sacrifices himself to kill the other lady. But then the whole point of that is like, he doesn't kill, but like his entire family is like down to kill. So you're like, oh, okay. What a weird message. It's like, we don't kill, but everyone else can. And like the AI does the whole, because the AI is 100% down to kill. And then the AI at the end of the movie is like, we don't kill people, even if we're angry. And then it's like everyone else in the movie's just been fucking killing everyone. And you're like, oh, okay, this is such a weird tone. It's fine. It's not the best movie in the world. I kind of half watched it on my phone.
What platform was it on?
It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. Like, it's... I wouldn't hate it if it's part of the James Gunn's DCU. It's a very weirdly visualized film. I think its humor is so bad, though. It's not funny. Like,
Is it just normal American humor?
Well, it's very much like a worse version of Deadpool.
Right.
But it's like a Deadpool Iron Man sort of worse versions of that humor. And I don't know if it's just because I'm not Latin American and I can't relate to the joke like things, but like I don't know. Like I don't want to say it's because of that. I feel like it's just the jokes are kind of like, oh, okay. Also the dad dies and he's just like, oh yeah. And then he kind of gets over it and has a conversation with his dad, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna save the world. And you're like, oh, okay. It's this weird mindscape thing. I don't like how the overlay of the beetle looks on the display, because it's kind of like weirdly. It's like I wonder if I can find an image, because it's a weird. It's just a weird display look. Maybe, I don't know. Let's try that. No, okay, never mind. Just doesn't seem to want to show a discrete picture of the display. But yeah, no, it's fine. Oop. Fuck off AI mode. Oh yeah, I learned a new trick about AI, if anyone wants to know. If you type in negative AI afterwards, it gets rid of the AI overview.
Really?
Yeah, so if you don't want to have the AI overview thing pop up, just type negative AI under behind it. Anyway.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so good, though, to know.
But yeah, you watched Superman, Dan, finally. We can talk about it.
I finally watched Superman. Yeah, I could talk about spoilers and everything.
What did you think?
It is like a James Gunn film. You can tell it's James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the camera angles, a lot of the action.
Humor.
To be fair, it's probably my favourite Superman film that I've seen.
Is it that or Man of Steel?
Much. I mean, better than Man of Steel. I mean,
yeah, but is that the only two that you've seen?
If you include also
Batman v
any
Superman.
other DC ones, Batman v Superman as well.
Well, that's about it. Justice League.
Yeah, that's about it, really.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
It's better than that. For me, the highlight is probably Lex Luthor.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does like a phenomenal job of acting that role.
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, I've always thought that DC have got better villains and Marvel's got better heroes.
Well, it's mainly. I think it's Batman's Rogue Gallery is the big thing. Like Lex Luthor is probably the best Superman one, but like comparing to like Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery as well. Like most super.
I think if you go head to head, it's probably like Batman's Rogue Gallery is probably better than Spider-Man's.
Ooh,
in my
piss off the end.
In my opinion, I don't give a shit.
Piss off the fucking internet, man. How could you?
Don't care. The Batman Rogue Gallery is pretty fucking cool.
Well, are you looking forward to the Clayface movie?
No.
Why not?
Anyway,
this time it's not going to be in the Zack Snyder world or whatever. It's not even going to be a part of the Joaquin.
I mean, it might be good, but I don't know.
It's not even going to be similar to the Clayface in Harley Quinn or the Creature Commandos.
I don't know if is it like a normal canon thing in the comics that Superman was sent there to rule Earth.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I think in some iterations it is. They change it all the time. Like the base version is just he goes there to escape the planet, and that's about it. They've added it more or less every other time because like, how do you make Superman interesting? You change how his origin is. You change the. I think this is just a James Gunn thing because James Gunn finds it funny to mention harems.
I think also they did quite a good job of managing the power levels of Superman.
Yeah.
Where it didn't feel like he was just losing just for the sake of it.
Well, he's up against like actual physical threats against him.
Yeah, and
they've scaled up the enemies to the because
it's always a very difficult thing to do, Superman, when you have this all-powerful superhero that can do everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, the one thing I'll give Zack Snyder credit for in Man of Steel is the fights with Superman do feel impactful because it does feel like these superhumans beating the shit out of each other, absolutely destroying shit. Just the downside to that is he should have made it so Superman was at least a bit considerate and tried to save some people from that destruction. Like this Superman does, where he saves a squirrel and everything, and people are like, oh, that's too woke. Why would he save a squirrel? But that's just the like farm boy love of everything, which I like. It's just a nice, wholesome, like, he's so simple that he'll go out of his way to save a squirrel from a big kaiju.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, that's nice. Like, why don't we do that? And he's like sad when they kill it, and he's just like, well, we could have found a peaceful way of dealing with this. It's just like, oh, he's so simple. The one thing I didn't like about that movie, I don't know if I mentioned it when we did my initial review of it. I found his parents to be a bit too simple.
Yeah, maybe
that was the only thing that I wasn't like, yeah, it's just like shouting at a phone, and I'm like, okay, yeah. The dad's the silent, just kind of like, oh yeah, here's some advice. And the mum's just kind of like very, very simple with everything. Very sweet, but like annoying at the same time. I feel like it'd be very irritating to deal with. But that's just me. But you're looking forward to the sequel that's not a sequel, but it's a Man of Steel.
What?
Well, it's a Man of Tomorrow, which is like Lex Luthor Superman team up apparently.
Team up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the villain's rumored to be Brainiac.
Right.
But it's basically gonna be like I said, the team up between Lex Luthor and Superman, and probably the Justice Gang and all of that stuff to go up against the big bad villain. I
think also Mr. Terrific was another highlight of this film.
Yeah, did you like his Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy scene where he just wrecks house to an upbeat music?
That was so James Gunn, the whole scene. It was all one shot as well.
Yeah, it's very much a James Gunn action sequence.
And to be fair, that's why I went to watch it. I think if this wasn't James Gunn, I would not have been interested in the slightest.
Yeah, I can
Because I
see
don't really care for Superman.
Well, does this
James
make you
Gunn.
now care? Because that's, I think, a lot of people's perspective on it is just like, why do I care about Superman? He's so powerful. Because the average audience is the base level of just, yeah, he's this ultra powerful super god. That's the like Zack Snyder sort of mentality, where I think like the comic book people are like, no, there's a lot of depth to this character, and there's a lot of like, he is vulnerable. He isn't just this like, he's the strongest there is, but he's can still be beaten. Because like this one, he does get beaten up a lot, and like
It does, yeah.
like it's an interest. Like
I also quite enjoyed Crypto, the dog, as well.
yeah, the dog's cool.
There was like a nice fun highlight that he's just going to save a dog. Very much John Wick kind of vibes.
Yeah, where's the dog? But it's also Supergirl's dog. So
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I feel about Supergirl just being going out partying all the time.
well, that's because I think
it's strange.
well, I think the movie is going to explain why, because I think she's basically watched the whole destruction of Krypton. Because in the comics, I think her whole thing is that because she's sent at the same time as Superman, but due to time dilation things where she gets set off course, she basically ends up on Earth after Superman.
Yeah.
So she's like younger but older, because she's technically older than him when they set off. So, and then I think Woman of Tomorrow, something that it's based on is the comic. It's basically her going across like the galaxy, just having a horrible time basically, and so she's just kind of broken by the end of it. I think is the I can't remember. It's been I've never read it, but I've heard people talk about it like constantly. So I always get like different people's perspective on it. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's probably one of the best Supergirl comics out there, I think, is the consensus.
Yeah.
So it's probably why they're adapting it. But yeah, I mean, she's fine until I see her in the full movie, because I think this is the only thing I've ever seen Millie Alcock in that's like,
Yeah.
because I didn't watch Game of Thrones, the spin-off, where everyone was first introduced to her, I guess. Where she's what, young Targaryen lady? Is that the right one?
Do you know Daenerys Targaryen?
I don't know. She had blonde hair, and isn't that the Targaryens?
Yeah. No,
You're the Game of Thrones expert, Dan.
Blonde hair was the Lannisters.
White hair? White hair.
White hair was Targaryens.
Okay, she has white hair then. Because she's Matt Smith's like brother lover or something like that. I don't know.
I've not watched House of Dragon.
Oh, come on, Dan. You're meant to be the expert.
I've not watched it.
How could you not? You loved Game of Thrones, and then you hated the last season.
Mate, if you understood that last season, like, I will never forgive like anyone I talked to about that last season. Don't think anything's going to exist like that ever again, where the most talked about show on the planet just drops off the face of the cliff because of one season.
Anyway, Peacemaker. Woo! I've watched the 6 episodes that are out.
It's actually in the UK this time.
Yeah, and Creature Commandos as well. They all added it. So
Oh, nice.
I haven't watched Creature
Is it
Commandos yet. It's on
what's it
Now
on?
TV or Sky.
Now TV. Oh,
Yeah. So I've been watching. I watched it with my friend yesterday.
so you're paying for Now TV again?
No, I have it on. My mom's got it, so she just lets me.
Right.
Use. I've never paid for it. I was just because it's always part of a TV package that my mom has, because she used to watch just normal TV. So it's always just like, here, have this free thing. You're paying for it, but it's free. Similar
We've
like
seen
Netflix.
Piracy is at the highest rate it's been since pre-COVID.
Oh yeah. Every time I'm talking to someone about a movie, it's like, oh yeah, I'll pirate that later, and I'm like, okay, sure.
Well, it's fair. It's kind of the streaming platforms only their main fault, really.
Yeah.
Like they're charging so much for it now.
And they also have given people the easiest way to rip a clean version of the thing off.
Yeah.
Like, it goes to streaming like 2 months after the film's in cinemas, so people just rip it off the fucking streamer and then...
Well, because the mindset is like, well, if people aren't getting money in the cinema anyway, I might as well just do it that way. Same with music as well. A lot of people are now downloading music illegally as well. But the argument for it is like Spotify don't pay the artists anything.
No, and it's also AI slop now as well. Like AI just...
Yeah, so they're like,
Well,
why am I paying for this?
I'm under the mindset that I like to support the craft, but
Yeah, no,
I also 100% know that it's not going to any of the people. So I am like 100%. I don't care if people pirate. Like, fucking pirate to your heart's content. I've pirated. I had to pirate fucking Mortal Kombat and Wonder Woman because they just didn't release in the UK. I was gonna pirate. I was gonna pirate Creature Commandos or Peacemaker if they didn't come over here. Like, I pirated the first season of The Mandalorian because Disney Plus wasn't a thing here. Like, if you're not gonna provide the fucking service in the country where it is, fuck them. Pirate it. Like, if PlayStation locks your country out of being able to play Helldivers 2 or whatever happened, fuck it. Pirate the game. Don't pay them money. Refund your fucking thing. Like, screw them. Money talks. That's the thing. If you don't pay them, they can't fucking do anything. Like, the whole reason Jimmy Kimmel got back on TV was because people were basically threatening to cancel their Disney Plus services.
Yeah, I think Disney noticed it. Like, they had a massive decrease.
Yeah, because people boycotted it. People went, "Fuck this! This is why are you kowtowing to Donald Trump threatening you, or the Trump administration over a guy who wasn't even in politics? He was a political commentator. Why are we treating him like
very if you discount the politics, there probably was a very genuine
case?
You know, a case to cancel.
No, there
Jimmy
wasn't.
Kimmel because he. Well, no, I mean, excluding what he said, like in terms of
it was the most bare bones fucking thing. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like in terms of like ratings of the pure show and how expensive it is to produce, there's like an actual reason for it. But the fact they've used this kind of what he said as a reason.
Oh yeah, it's the same with Colbert. Like. It's just it's just Trump's political agenda fucking silencing any critics.
Yeah, exactly. That's the bad part about it.
And the thing is, if they pushed back, like the thing is, people go, "Oh yeah, lay on your back and fold over." Basically, that's the approach to the Trump administration at the moment. And it's like, if you push back even the slightest thing, they don't have a fucking leg to stand on. Like, they don't have any backbone behind it because it's all just fucking bullshit nonsense that they're spewing. Like, it's crazy. Also, they're fucking soulless cunts because, like, you watch all the... Like, I've seen so many of the AI-generated Charlie Kirk in heaven talking down to people videos. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You're, like, using this dead guy who got assassinated on live television to push... Like, push a political agenda that, yes, the guy was known to push, but, like, you're also silencing people for talking about what his takes were, which are very extreme for the side that you're supposedly on. Like, they won't even let you air any of his, like, stuff, because even among right-wing conservatives, it was very extreme. And, like, most people didn't even know who the fuck he was until it happened. Like, especially here in the UK, I'm stuck at work and listening to people bang on about it. And, like, they'd never heard of the fucking cunt until it happened. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is the fucking Democrats trying to silence the left and or the right and whatever. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, cunt? It's so maddening. Like, no one deserves to die. Like, on it, like, to that extent. No one deserves to get that kind of thing happen to them. But the whole thing was, they tried to immediately blame the trans, which is fucking crazy. And then as soon as it turned out to be a white guy who's 22, they were like, ah, fuck. Now we got to pivot to just trying to silence anyone who's trying to talk about it. Because otherwise it brings up too much political discourse. And they don't want that. They just want people to be silent about it. Anyway, took a weird turn from Peacemaker season 2. I just looked at my screen and went, "Oh yeah, shit, we were trying to talk about Peacemaker." Yeah, it's good. It is also very James Gunny because he wrote most of it. I think he wrote all of it. And it basically retroactively changes the end of season 1 because, as you may or may not remember, season 1 has the Justice League in it. So Aquaman, Ezra Miller, all of these things, The Flash, Superman, and whatnot. And they've retroactively changed that ending at the very, very beginning. They basically do a recap, and then it's just like the Justice Gang from Superman. So the Justice Gang turns up at the end of it, rather than the Justice League. So you get Hawkgirl, you get Guy Gardner, you get Superman and Mr. Terrific in a brief, like, silhouetted thing and a little bit of voice dialogue. And then this is basically Peacemaker, because he saved the world, thought that he was going to get fame and fortune and be loved by everyone, but his life's still kind of shit. And then he goes into an interdimensional portal that his dad had, as you may remember from the first season. And then he realizes that there's another door to another universe and finds himself, and hijinks ensue. And it's kind of like him dealing with there's a better life out there, and there's something sinister about the world that he's in. Which got revealed in episode 6. So, and everyone kind of saw it coming, but it's also still kind of funny. Do you care if I spoil it, or do you want to go in blind?
I'm probably not going to watch it, so go for it.
Okay, it's basically there's no black people or people of color in the world that John Cena's doppelganger is in.
Right.
And so, as you may remember, there's one of his friends is the daughter of Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
And so they've got in to get John Cena after he has decided that he's going to go live there after killing the original version of the Peacemaker in that universe.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to now take the life, and they've all gone back to get him, and then they discover, oh yeah, the American flag, instead of the stars, has a Nazi symbol on it. And the Amanda Waller's daughter is walking through the streets, and everyone's looking at her really weird. And then the brother, who's dead in the first season, who's alive in this one, because John Cena's character didn't kill him, is still alive, but also an incredibly racist character, and is now trying to chase down the friend. Also, it's revealed that Hardcore Court was sleeping with Rick Flag behind June Moon Enchantress's back, and they were friends, and that's why she hated Peacemaker in season 1, because he killed her friend / booty call. And also Rick Flag was apparently in love with her. And then in this universe, Rick Flag is kind of a pathetic loser. But yeah, it's a good season so far. I think it's 2 more episodes and then it's over. And then I imagine. But it's just so funny how, because James Gunn wants to keep John Cena in the DCU, or the new DCU, how many things they've had to bend over backwards to kind of retroactively justify it. It's mainly just the superhero team thing swap, but that's about it.
Yeah. Is it better than the first season, do you think?
I didn't rate the first season that highly because it took so long to come out to the UK.
Yeah, that's true, it did.
And I'd heard most of what happened, so I was like, well, okay. So being able to watch it I watched it all in one go. At least the first 6 episodes all in one go. It's still not fully out yet, so I'll have a definitive answer probably next month when it's finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far it's enjoyable. It's nice to be able to watch it with someone as well, because you can then have a discussion, whereas just sitting on your couch alone is just kind of like, okay. I enjoyed it, but yeah. Anyway, you want to talk about the Talos Principle 2?
Yeah, I never not watched so many things, but I played a new game. I played this game. It's like a Portal type game, almost. Environmental puzzles, and that. I've also played the first one this month, and I finished it, and then I stopped playing the second. And it's kind of crazy how different is the second from the first, because the first one came out I think 12 years ago.
Yeah, I think I played a bit of the first one. I can't remember. I've definitely owned both of them, I'm pretty sure. Or at least the first one. I definitely own the first one.
Yeah, the first one's a lot more bare bones, but the second one is like proper, really impressive. Like it looks really good. There's like other kind of robots. The whole idea, this one actually has more timeline to it of what happens. And it basically talks about how the humans destroyed the Earth, but a few scientists, in an effort to save humanity, created this computer program to create human-like AIs.
Right.
And the idea is that they're not kind of beyond humans' capabilities, but they kind of develop the humanity kind of creativity of logic.
Right.
So the first game is talking about how this kind of a kind of overall like godlike person who's kind of almost like religious almost, and the whole idea is to go against it and kind of think for yourself. To basically not do as you're told and to think for yourself. And then following that, they have like these births in quotation marks of humans, because the robots still call themselves humans.
Fucking clankers. How dare they?
Yeah. Because they basically possess the human mind, but in a robot body. So they still call themselves humans. And then, this game kind of talks about... It kind of starts off with... You have this kind of miniature civilization of 1,000 new humans, and like a robot structure exists, and it's like puzzles like you see in the simulation.
Right.
And that's kind of what it is. It's just a puzzle game, really, but it has quite an interesting storyline to it.
Are you playing as a robot or are you playing as a person?
As a robot, or human robot.
Right.
That makes sense. You start off the game as the 1,000th human born.
Right.
And yeah, it's a really good game. I recommend it. They have loads of DLCs. I've not got all the DLCs. The puzzles, probably... I think this game is slightly easier than the first one. Because you have also kind of like puzzles. So you're in like this world. It's like an open world game where you have like different rooms with different puzzles in.
Is it like The Witness? Do you remember? Did you ever play The Witness?
I think it is like that.
The Witness was basically an open world puzzle game where you just basically went around trying to solve puzzles, and they were all just environmental things or rooms.
Yes, it's like The Witness.
Yeah. Very nice game. I never finished that because I got stuck because it's very hard and I'm not smart.
Yeah. It's like that. I think this is better though. It's a bit easier, maybe.
Right.
But they're still thought-provoking. Like, you're not like, oh, I know straight away. You have to think a bit more. Yeah, I think the second one's just a much more refined. I think they're making a third one as well.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I mean, I've definitely had that on my wish list, sort of watch list. Because I definitely remember playing a bit of the first one and trying to, like, I just think I ran out of time, like I always do, and then I start something new. So I would probably play this. It seems up my alley.
Yeah.
But it's just finding time. I don't have time. I do stuff, which is always annoying. Do you want to talk about your AI 2027 thing?
Oh, yeah. You're going to have an existential crisis.
Go on. Treat us.
All right, so AI 2027. It is an author of machine learning experts. And what they do is they create this plausible scenario for the future of AI and what it means. So what we've seen so far is exponential growth, right? AI is getting better each time. Even this morning, I just wanted to see something in AI because I was just kind of curious, and I've now noticed it gets wording correct now. And for ages, that's like if you asked to make a post or something with words on it, it would get the words and put random fucking words everywhere. And now it's actually decent. I couldn't believe it.
Is it telling
so
you
that's
to
just
kill
kind of-
yourself?
No,
Yeah.
but
So it's not there
this
yet
is-
then.
AI 2027 is more talking about AGI,
Mm-hmm.
which is artificial general intelligence,
Yeah.
human-like intelligence, not just chatbots. Because everyone at the moment, everyone thinks like chatbots, like, oh yeah, they're not going to take over the world. And you're right, chatbots won't. It's agents, and this talks about the use of agents and developing of agents. And one thing has already got right is the release of Agent in August 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right because ChatGPT released the agent in 2025, and it literally says exactly like at the moment it's crap, but researchers will never release their best version of the agent to public use, and they will reserve the best agent to make new agents because they have AIs make AIs.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of talks about because of the greed of companies. They will at some point, because they want to make it efficient and quick as possible, they will let AIs talk in their own language, so you can't moderate it.
Yep, they had. I remember there was a story with Facebook where they basically had two like programs or whatever it was that were talking to each other, and they went into the thing and it just started making up like it wasn't like proper language, but it was just like they'd started just having the code talk to each other, but they didn't know what it was because it was just nonsense to them. But it was kind of like, what are they talking about? How is this working?
So at the moment, that's not allowed, obviously, because that makes sense to not allow that.
Yeah,
If you have a super powerful computer, you want to know what it's saying. So the idea
you need to be
is
able to
that-
follow what it's doing.
Yeah, and they get down this route of like superhuman AIs and super coders, where AI will then eventually start taking kind of like the smarter jobs, let's say, like the ones you need university degree qualifications for. It will be able to do that itself. Be able to do like biochemistry, be able to create cures, cancer cures, aging cures, possibly even space, because it will have this super intelligence beyond human capabilities. And the fear or the idea of what this comes up with is because it creates this anti-AI sort of society, because AIs take people's jobs, ruin people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
The AI then starts sort of threatened by humanity and will then start making the next AI to protect itself. And then it keeps accelerating, and then eventually the AI
We get a
exterminates the human
Terminator.
race.
We get a Terminator.
The other outcome is that they vote to kind of safely make the AI, but everything still happens. But essentially, 6 people or 10 people control the whole world.
Yep.
That's kind of the two outcomes that this predicts.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot more details that I've skipped over. The scary thing is about this prediction, if you looked at any other AI machine learning experts, they disagree only on the timescales.
Yeah.
None of them disagree on the actual outcome,
Oh yeah. Well,
which is really concerning.
yeah, because
But that's based on if nothing changes now, really.
yeah, but it's humanity's own hubris. It's like we can. Why would we? We've had all of these years of like cinema telling us AI is gonna fucking take over. Don't let it. And then it's just like people go, haha, I can make a funny video or a funny, like, because they're just like, oh yeah, but they fucking don't realize. That's why I'm so opposed to it, because I don't use AI. As you saw, I will try and get rid of AI in every single aspect. I hate that every fucking thing has AI in it now. It doesn't benefit me in any fucking way. I find it so pointless. Like asking a computer on Google, and rather than getting an actual article written by a person, I get an AI slop article or an AI overview, which, like, great. It saved me 2 seconds. Great.
But the trouble is AI slop at the moment. It's what happens when it's no longer slop.
Yes. But
that's the concerning part. Because at the moment you're like, oh, it's rubbish, right? But at some point,
I'm terrified of when it's not garbage and it's still indistinguishable from a human being. It's a terrifying concept to me because people are stupid.
And a lot of people in humanity, it's really difficult to visualize exponential growth.
Yeah,
we really struggle as a
we struggle with big numbers and anything.
And AI is an exponential growth. Like it literally says in 2027 will be the end of humanity. And it may not be 2027, but people predict the next 10 years.
Oh yeah, people are just very like I think
it's really stupid as well because if you look at natural selection, right? The reason why do humans exist? Oh, because generally we are the smartest species in the planet. Okay, there are idiots in the world, but
the most adaptable.
Species, we are the smart. Yeah, we can adapt. We're smart. So, what is the most likely threat for our evolution?
Something that
is a smarter
more
species.
Adaptable. Yeah.
Which is what they're trying.
We
to
are
do.
then create. Yeah.
I don't understand. What's the goal?
If you're looking to replace all the jobs so that no one has any money, it's literally I want all the money. If I can save all the money and people have to just pay me, but I don't have to pay anyone else. That's the whole thing. But they forget that no one has money then.
Yes, they won't get any money. So,
because then it just becomes everyone is self-reliant on you. That's the 6 leaders or whatever it is thing. Because like Elon Musk, because I was watching a video basically on the world's richest people and how much how you define money throughout different generations of like things, because like so many different people have been claimed the world's richest man, but it's based on like I think they worked it out basically because the definition of like wealth is for someone who's rich, how many people could you own in a private army with the wealth that you have. So like Elon Musk is the world's richest man with like $400 billion worth of value or whatever it is. Potentially even more, because apparently Tesla wants to give him like $900 billion to keep being a Tesla CEO for some fucking reason, making him the world's richest, like the first trillionaire or whatever it is, which is insane to me because he's tanked so much of that company's value just by existing. It's infuriating, the Tesla board. But yeah, so it's like he could have like an army of like 100,000 people on a US salary. But then if you look at like the Indian, whose like value is 100 billion, but because India's average pay is less, he could have like 200, like a massive army. And so like it's like that's the thing. And like Julius, like old emperors and things like that, and Teddy Roosevelt, who was like the richest American at the time or whatever it is, could have like a massive army or things like that. And it's just like, how many people could you pay to basically be your military? Because that's the whole point of countries, is that you have a military that you pay for doing that. But could a private person own more soldiers than a country, basically? And also the fact that like people forget how much money $1 million is, or like £1 million, and like how small the percentage of people compared to the rest of the world is. So like when you talk about the 1%, that's like the $1 million. That's people who own like $1 million.
More than a million. It's way more than a million.
Yeah. But that's because it's got like there's more people who have $1 million than ever before, really. But that money is coming from somewhere, and that's coming from other people. And then the 0.0004% of the world apparently has more money combined than most countries. Like, I think more money than the UK and France combined are like the 0.004% of the top richest people in the world. Like, the top 30, I think, has more money than the UK and France combined. And it's just like 30 people own more than 2 countries combined. And it's just like, that's the wage disparity.
Yeah.
And people are like happy for it. Like, it's crazy.
It
Like, I don't
is.
think people are happy, but I think people are just complacent and don't realize how much. Like, every time people bang on
No.
about foreigners and everything like that, it's like, no. No.
Well, that's what they want to think, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's very much like that's where the jobs are going. No, the jobs are just disappearing because companies are getting rid of jobs or consolidating jobs into one thing, so there's less jobs. There's also more people in higher up positions where there's less like room for people to go because people are staying in their jobs for longer. So the higher up positions are going for longer, so people aren't leaving them. When they do leave them, people haven't had the job experience to fill those roles, so they're just getting replaced by older people who are going back into it. So no young people can ever slot in. It's all just nonsense. The world, like, it's crazy. And then people are like, oh, why are China selling us all this cheap garbage? And it's like, because we made that. Like, you can't get... Like, if you want to pay full price, but people don't have the money to pay full price for stuff. Like, if you want to build stuff in the UK, it's going to cost more. Because we don't have the resources. We got to change the whole global infrastructure to change it to fucking build it in the UK. And, like, we don't have the people with the training. You have to train people in these things, whereas China has all these people, and Vietnam has all these people who are trained in the things. People just don't understand how the world works, and then bang on about it like they do. I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming to be an expert on the world economy, but I'm smart enough to know that there are people who do their job, and that's how it runs. And yes, there are people who are corrupt in those jobs, and there are people who are doing it for selfish reasons, but there are also people who are doing it because they actually want to help. It's just putting those people in the power.
there is some hope, though, for the AI thing.
Right.
And that is, part of it is taking the assumption that the AI will be adopted frequently and there'll be constant investment into it.
Well, from the way it's going. Actually, no, to be
honest,
people are very much... I think a lot of people are moving away from AI and very disinterested in it.
Yeah, because the AI bubble, it looks like it may pop. How the .com bubble did.
It did pop a bit, but yeah. It's definitely on its...
At the moment, there's an assumption that it will just keep growing at this exponential curve, right?
Well, I think... Yeah.
It's not actually happened.
I think it's
exponential numbers
because...
do exist, but it's how difficult is it to get to the next level? At the moment, it hasn't massively increased. Not really.
I also think it's the perception of... It was funny when it was bad, but when it's getting good, people are like, oh. I think that's the thing. Because, although I'm sure there are dumbasses who are still like, this isn't AI, even though it's clearly AI. And as AI gets better and better, like, yeah. But I think people's perception of it is now getting more and more negative. At least from my... This is the fucking problem, because it's all algorithms. And because I'm a very negative person on AI, most of my stuff that's served to me is negative on AI. So I don't get to see the side of the things who are like people who... Because I went on Facebook the other day, and oh my god, I regretted that so much, because it's all just garbage. Yeah. It's just all garbage. And I went on Instagram as well, and it's all just nonsense. My god, it was just like, what the fuck are people watching? Like this.
There are some, for example, I think it's the EU. At the moment, they've banned a lot of AI development until it's regulated.
Well, that's
which is good. But
yeah.
That's also...
Well, that's why the fucking every billionaire is trying to dismantle it. Yeah.
Trump came over and they had a royal banquet. And
they
had a banquet with all the leading AI people.
Well, this is the thing, because the European
Union...
the
AI centers in UK, because the UK is the only country in Europe who has the infrastructure and will allow it.
Yeah.
And that is not a good thing.
Well, I think we've approved it, haven't we?
Yeah.
We approved.
Because what they're saying is, it'll make loads of like hard labor jobs to build it. And, like, yeah, it will. But once it does get built, everyone else's jobs are going.
Yeah.
Like, there will be no jobs.
But
there will be a... part of this study says like all jobs will be gone. There will be no jobs. Everything will be done by AI. Even if it's safe and the world controlled by 6 people, people will just rely on a basic income provided them by the government.
And no one's going to get challenged because AI is just self-serving. It's what I hate about it. It's like, there was a scientist who basically, I think ages ago, way before like AI, like the very basic bare bones AI, just basically created a bot that just agreed with people. And he gave it to a bunch of other scientists. And they were like, oh yeah, this is the best conversation I've ever had. This is like the smartest AI bot I've ever interacted with. And it's just like, it was just programmed to like agree with you. And that was basically all it did, was just basically, and it was just like, because people just want to be told that they're right. And AI will just make up. Yeah. And AI will just make up. Like,
yeah, but the fear is not chatbots, it's agents.
Yeah.
That's the concerning one. Because
but I don't think people know what an agent is.
My job's coding, right?
Yeah.
Like, my job's coding. It can do my job. It will be able to do my job in the next 10 years.
Oh,
That's terrifying to me.
Well, I find it funny because you at the very beginning of all of this, when we first started this podcast, were very much pro AI and all of the. I'm
AI tooling.
Yeah, I'm happy for it to be used as a tool. I think that's been, but you have always been very much the opposition to me of like my incredibly negative perception of it. And I just find it fun to like look at you now and you're like, oh no, it's just gonna kill us all. And I'm like, welcome to the club, brother. I've been shouting this song from 2019 or whatever it was.
2019 is when it basically started, yeah, really.
Yeah. And it's just fun to watch people slowly realize the world's fucked. I should start a cult.
We just have to take powers away from rich companies.
We can't, because Donald Trump's in power and he's just getting rid of anyone.
We have designed a world where the idiots are in charge and they have the most power.
We've designed a world where there's no consequences anymore. That's the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, well, there's no consequences for anyone who does anything bad. There's consequences for anyone who stands up because the world's broken. Like, if you say one thing that's negative against the Trump administration, you're on their hit list. I didn't like it when Trump came over and, like, it was after the march and everything. And I was like, I fucking hate this country. Why the fuck are we... Like, I hate Britain. I hate it so much because, like, I just don't agree with that foreign, like, immigrant bullshit. Like, the negativity towards it. Like, fine, immigrants come over and do their, like, they're taking up space and they're living in hotels and things like that, which we could be using for other people. But, like, ultimately, it's a failure on the government processing them and getting them, like, getting them into the workplace, and we're just paying for them to stay in hotels because they haven't been processed because it takes like 2 years for processing for...
Well, it's because they decided to cut all the funding for the people who do process it.
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, they have to pay money to house people.
Yeah.
It's really stupid.
And now
we're
spending money to send them back. So it's like, well...
Exactly. And it's like, what is it going to do?
If you just... like,
a lot of people say, even if you're anti-immigration, they say, oh, just send them back. Where are you going to send them to? Because you can only send it to another country that agrees to take them.
Yeah.
So where are you going to send them?
And like with the Trump administration sending people, it's always just a fucked place. Like they're just sending them to fucking camps where they just disappear. And like no one knows what the fuck's going on with them. And so if you have any like slight sense of humanity, you're like, why the fuck would we send them somewhere where they have no... rights just for existing to come over here for what? Like escaping a war or because they want a better life? Like that's the whole point of a country.
For a form getting to power, I might get deported. It's a slim chance, but I could. Because a few of their members have said they wouldn't allow third-generation immigrants.
Oh, okay.
You'd have to have 3 generations until you're basically human under their law.
But how is anyone meant to get that status from a...
Well, I think it's that you get deported if you broke the law or...
Like, I just mean, like, how is anyone from a foreign thing meant to get that status? Unless they marry in, which they probably would get rid of because they don't want the tainted bloodlines or whatever the fuck. It's so stupid. Like,
But to be fair, part of me's like, I don't want to be in this country anymore. I want to just go to another country.
well, like, because this is always fucking listening to people at work. But someone was like talking about World War II and how we don't appreciate what World War II did to us because we didn't live through it, and we think it's all woke and we should be like. But I'm like, look, I appreciate what World War II did for the world because it ultimately stopped fascism. Didn't completely stop it, but it put a squash on it for about 100 years before it reared its ugly head again. But we did a lot of fucking shit during that probably wasn't very good. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't honor the people who did the good stuff, but we should still maybe not like glorify all the bad shit that we did. Like, that's where you get weird nationalism stuff that I fucking despise. Like, I'm proud to be British, but I'm not proud of all the shit that we've done. And I can appreciate that we do a lot of good, but we've done a lot of bad, and I'm not trying to gloss over it like a lot of people. I think we should own up to it. I think if we've done something stupid, we should at least acknowledge it, not try to hide it and pretend it didn't happen. Like, oh yeah, Britain did do slavery. We were a major cause in why slavery existed. And like, it's not a thing anymore because smart people stopped it. But we can't just pretend we never did it.
There's also I saw watching another YouTuber. It's called the Exit Market.
Right.
Or the Market Exit. He's a Swedish guy, and he talks about this. He talks about often in history, the right things happen for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So, in terms of stopping slavery in the British Parliament, they tried stopping it to say it's morally wrong, and it wasn't listened to in Parliament. And instead, they found some evidence saying, "Oh, look, 20% of British people are dying during the slave trade, and that's the reason it stopped." Or one of the reasons. It had nothing to do with the moral implications.
Oh yeah. Like, the reason the Martin Luther King's movement suddenly like did well was because he died, and like,
yeah,
a tragedy does like.
Unfortunately, talking about political assassinations, it's kind of happening again now on the right.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, also, I'm not sure really about the left and right are as a bullshit terms.
Oh yeah.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah, well, like, the thing I always find is because you basically have, I think most people are like this, where they're kind of close together and they only disagree on a few things. Then you have the people who are like genders and all of this stuff, which people think is like crazy. I'm like, whatever. And then you have this section over here, who's like the kill everyone and no one, only the pure bloodline and all of this. And what's happening is we're slowly ever inching to more or less people getting over here. And then this lot hasn't really moved, but this lot is now getting further and further away. Whereas all these people are just kind of moving slightly to the here. And it's like, to anyone not watching this on YouTube, I've just been doing a lot of hand movements, so you should probably check out the video because that is not an explanation that people can see if they're listening to it. So, but yeah, basically, more and more people are getting extreminized because you're tying it too much into your personality. And as soon as people start tying politics to their personality, they just get fucking extreme with it because you're basically attacking them to them, and it's crazy. Like, oh yeah, like a lot of people don't believe in a lot of what Donald Trump is doing on the right.
Yeah.
But because they've tied a lot of their self-worth to it, they kind of have to, because they don't want to admit that they did something stupid. So they either reflect a bit and disagree and vote against it, but because people, like, it's a two-party system, you can't really vote against Trump. Because unless they put someone else up, but they won't. So,
even the Democrats are arguably still not left-wing because they're still lobbied by capitalists.
Oh yeah,
It's not.
it's all the same. They're all like,
I find it crazy. In America, they consider free healthcare communism,
yeah, it's a
which
mad
is
thing.
fucking mental. I'm like, what? You should be allowed free healthcare. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's because the drug companies like run their entire fucking country.
Yeah.
Like, it's mad. Like every
And
time.
the crazy thing is about all this, it can be fixed.
Oh yeah,
Everything can be fixed. It just
It's
isn't.
people just have to like question it. It's all it is. Like, you just gotta look at it from like a perspective that isn't the one that you currently have, and you go, oh, like every time American athletes come to like a foreign country in the like Europe for like any sporting event, every single one of them takes advantage of our healthcare systems because they don't want to pay for it in America. And like they can come here and get free medical or like under their insurance basically, and it costs them like nothing. Whereas if they were in America, they'd like spend a fortune. I think like during the 2012 Olympics and everything when they came here, like because most of them are like young athletes who have never left the United States. They don't know about like free healthcare because America is such a internalized country. Like they know a lot about the world, but they don't know a lot about the world, and I think like that's why they want to control social media, because they want to keep it centralized to the like them, because they're scared. Like they're scared like the Chinese are scared of like foreign influence, because like as soon as you start seeing other cultures, you start realizing why your own culture sucks. Like, because like there's so much stuff that you could be doing. Like, that's why I'm like fine with like foreign influence, because like why wouldn't you want a better way of doing something? It's so weird to me. Like, I'm fine with having like, the Australians do it this way, why not bring that over? It makes sense. Or the UK does this, why not have this? Like, China does this, we don't have to do all of their like policies, but we can bring in these things from China. Ultimately, it's not a bad thing. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
From one political thing to another. Gen V! Something that Amazon, I feel like, is hiding because they don't want to deal with the political bits of the show. It's good. I enjoyed it. Well, what's out?
Is gory as the last season of The Boys?
It's probably a bit tamer. Like, it's still violent.
It's quite extreme, the last season of The Boys.
Well, this one, okay, so there's a I was because of the climate of the world, and I did not realize that Charlie Kirk's death was only 18 days ago as time of recording, which felt like it fucking happened months ago with the amount of bullshit that like has come out with it. So to realize that it only happened like 2 and a bit weeks ago was crazy, because I looked it up just before this. I was like, fuck me, it felt like it happened a long time ago. But yeah, so there's one episode where Jordan gets up on stage after like Marie and Jordan. I'm gonna spoil a bit if you care. It's not major. It's just that they've announced that they love each other basically.
Right.
Because as you might remember in the last season, they kind of had a thing. And then this season they're kind of doubling down on it after they've gotten out of the prison that they were sent to. And a lot of this show is basically because Chase, the Adrian in real life, Adrian in the show, Chase in real life, died in a motorcycle accident. A lot of this is a lot of the first 3 episodes are around like what happened to him, because they've killed him off in the show. He is dead. And so a lot of the plot is like how he died in prison and what he stood for. And so as they've come out of, because Jordan and Emma get out of prison by Kate has made a deal so that they can get out, and Marie escaped from the prison. So the first 3 episodes are like trying to find Marie, and Jordan and Emma are basically being used as political, like, scapegoats, basically, to, like, puff up Godolphin University and things like that, because otherwise they threatened to go back to the prison, and it was basically a torture place. So, and Adrian died trying to break the others out of prison, inspired by Marie's escape.
Yeah.
And so there's one episode where, I think it's the third episode, where after they, like, it very much felt like they were setting up Jordan to be sniped or killed, because she's at a political rally to do a speech where she's like pro-Vought or pro-Godolphin and everything like that, and then reveals the truth. And I think it's just because of the political climate of the world at the moment. I was like, are they gonna kill Jordan? Like, by either someone killing her with superpowers or something like that? It doesn't happen. But it just goes to show you, like the mindset I think a lot of people might be in. Because I've heard, like, a lot of people would like to watch this show, but because the political climate at the moment, they don't want to, because it just feels too real.
Right.
Because it's... like,
at the moment, I'm very accepting of the political climate, so I'm willing to watch this.
Yeah, like, it's a good show. Like, it's just more Gen V.
Yeah.
Like, all the actors are really good. The storylines are interesting. Like, Kate's struggle is interesting because she's still kind of a bitch, but she's still trying to work on it and things like that. Sam's story is good. The dad of Adrian gets more play in this season because they share the similar power sets. I think they kind of will sub in the dad and have more, like, stuff with him, because they can still do the power things and all of that if they need it. But yeah, I think it's good. It's only 4 episodes out at the moment, so by the time we record the next episode, it will be finished. Yeah, it's good. I think people should watch it if you want to get round to it eventually. There's one episode where they basically, I think, was very interesting because they showed the human side of the thing, because I can't remember because the Starlighters and the Homelanders, or whatever they are fighting, and because the Starlighters are on the pro-human thing. There's one episode where they kind of focus on a human who works at the school, and she's like selling coffee at a little stool, and someone keeps putting up a Starlighter poster in the thing, and so all the people at the school hate the Starlighters, basically. And so they basically, like, it's her going to work. There's a creepy, like, security guard who has the X-ray vision and is just looking up and down at her and, like, licks his lips and everything every time he sees her. Like, she's terrified to go there and everything like that. And just, like, what it would be like as a human living in that world where there's superheroes who just could instantly threaten and kill you. Like, one guy basically sees the poster and basically grabs her and then spits acid into a cup and was like, yeah, I'll fucking kill you if I see that again. And it's just like, what the fuck? And then steals her food. Yeah. And you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch this. I completely forgot it was on.
Like I said, I think Amazon's hiding it. Because, like, I saw no advertisements, like, coming out.
I saw one advert like, a couple months ago, and that was it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think they're trying to hide it because of the political climate. Like, I think it's good, but I think they're scared that because of the reaction to not Gen V, season 4 of The Boys. And Amazon has a very different, like, the higher ups at Amazon probably have a very different view to the people on the show about the political environment at the moment. Because good old Jeff Bezos loves Trump, even though Trump's costing him a lot of money with tariffs, I imagine.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing I watched is Marvel Zombies.
Oh yeah, was any good?
It's got good moments. I'll give it that. I don't think it's the best thing in the world. I think it stumbles. I think it should have been a movie, not a TV show, because it's 2 hours basically, over 4 episodes. And the pacing feels very weird because it keeps jumping back and forth to then lead you back to the same point. To catch you basically up with where people have been. So, but the characters that are alive is interesting. It's Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, Ironheart, um, Shang-Chi, and Aquafina's character. I can't remember her name. Jimmy Woo, um, Alexi, Elena, the mom of Elena, or the adoptive mom, or whatever it is. I can't remember her name. Um, Valkyrie's alive. Four's alive. Um, there's basically the first episode follows Kamala, Kate Bishop, and Ironheart. I'm gonna spoil this by the way because I don't think you're gonna watch it.
I'm not watching it.
So they're basically survivors. It follows up from the What If episode. So if you remember that episode, it ends with T'Challa, Spider-Man, and Ant-Man turning up in Wakanda where Thanos is about to snap with the Infinity Gauntlet and whatnot, but he's a zombie. So that's like in the background basically of what happened there. And you find out later on that T'Challa sacrifices himself and pushes Thanos and himself into a vibranium chamber, which then explodes, dissipating the stones and creating a unstable vortex of infinity particles or whatnot. So they send in the Hulk to basically be a tether to just absorb all of the infinity radiation. And then Scarlet Witch is trying to build an army of zombies to be able to finally beat the Hulk to then absorb that energy into herself to try and retroactively, supposedly, save the world and revert everyone back. But you basically follow Kamala Khan as she travels across to try and get a little device that's meant to send a signal to the Nova Corps so that they can come and cure the virus. Which turns out that the Nova Corps knew about what happened on Earth and were just prepared to kill anyone who left the planet so that it didn't spread. So there's like good moments. Yelena's mum, because you know when in Black Widow she's like working on pigs with mind control stuff. She's figured out that she can control the zombies. So there's just like a base full of human-controlled zombies who fight against other zombies that are controlled by the Scarlet Witch. And yeah, it's not bad. I just think the pacing's a bit all over the place. It's gory because like they immediately kill off Kate Bishop and well, Ironheart goes back to try and save Kate, even though she gets disintegrated. Because so this was a cool bit. So zombie Captain Marvel is fighting Icarus from the Eternals, who is because he's a robot isn't affected, but it's just it's called the Dead God's Dead Lands or whatever it is because it's just two immortal beings basically trying to end each other, but neither one can. So it's a constant battlefield. So it's just like Captain Marvel versus Icarus for like as long as this event's been happening, and it's just two powerhouses just beating the shit out of each other, and they don't die. So,
Right.
and then Kate Bishop's had a trick arrow shot at her by Hawkeye, and she managed to take it, and she's like, "Oh, I got a trick arrow," and then she fires the arrow at Captain Marvel, who's trying to kill her, and it's like confetti. And then she just gets immediately destroyed by Captain Marvel's laser beam. It's like,
oh god,
yeah. So it's like it takes a dark turn in places. I think it's fine. Yelena dies by self-sacrifice. Baron Zemo gets ripped in half. John Walker dies.
Isn't it gonna be a kids' TV show? Isn't it?
No, this is like Marvel's adult
Oh my god.
This is more like Echo, where it gets the R rating or the M rating or whatever.
Right.
This is like mature. So this is there's a lot of blood. It's very depressing. But yeah, no, it's like there's a shot where Thanos uses the Infinity Gauntlet to blast Thor and Rocket and Groot, and you literally see Rocket's skeleton in the blast as it like his skin gets peeled off through the Infinity Blast, and Groot dies as well and all of that. So yeah, it's violent. It's okay.
Just die at the end, then?
No, what happens is basically so everyone's basically building up to this fight where Wanda is trying to steal the power from Hulk, but she's also been looking for Kamala Khan because for some reason Kamala Khan is the key to something, and I guess it's because she has the device. I don't know, but but the device wasn't actually the thing that they needed because it was basically a Hail Mary to send for the Nova Corps, but the Nova Corps turned out to already be aware of the situation. So, I don't know. But basically, Team Spider-Man and Paul Rudd have gone to Kamar-Taj from Doctor Strange. And some of the Doctor Strange characters that you don't know but have been in the movie. So that green bull guy, Minotaur, from Doctor Strange 2, and some of the other characters from there are teaming up with Spider-Man. And so then they go to where the Hulk is, and then Scarlet Witch touches the Hulk and starts absorbing the power, and then Kamala Khan's like, yeah, I don't know what to do, because she doesn't, like, everyone's dying around her, all of, like, Spider-Man's dying, Paul Rudd's dying, everyone's dying, and, like, basically the Scarlet Witch is like, we can save them, and so she basically touches hands, and then it cuts to white, and then it's back to Kamala Khan in a bedroom. Kate Bishop and Ironheart turn up, and it's like, oh my god, the whole thing's fixed. And then the illusion starts breaking down, and she's like, oh wait, this might not be real. And that's how it ends. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's getting a season 2, but I'd like it. It would be interesting. I don't know where they go with a season 2, but I feel like it was kind of like building up to a hopeful ending, and then it kind of just goes, oh no, she just got trapped in a fake illusionary world. Which I kind of appreciate that they did something daring like that, because it would have been kind of boring if they just fixed it. I like the idea that it's not fixed.
Yeah.
But I can see why people didn't. I don't. It's gotten like as I think people can see, it got like 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, which means nothing.
Yeah.
But 7.3 on
7.3
IMDb.
IMDb means more.
Yeah. Like I think it's good. Like it's got good movement. It's got good moments. I think just the pacing's a bit iffy. And then I watched Futurama as well, season 13. It's okay.
Is it any better? Or is it still?
I liked a lot of the episodes. I think I don't know. I think it's just a good background sort of. You remember, you're familiar with the characters, you enjoy the stories. Like, I don't think everything's great. I think some of them are a bit like some of them are good. I think it's just kind of like, it's nice. It's a comfort. It feels good to be back in that world. And that's basically all it is, really. You don't need to watch it. I think it's good to watch. I think my main issue is I think it's just like they're not really risking anything with it. I don't think.
Right.
A lot of it feels like very safe humor in terms of like the pot shots that they're taking at things. Like I think there's less I think it's better than the last one, which I think was it the one with all the ad episode or whatever it was? Was that the last season? Or was that the one before? whatever one had that one, I think that season was quite bad. I think the end episode of this one is an odd one. It doesn't feel like it ends. So I feel like this isn't an ending. I feel like they're going to have more. So...
Yeah, there's a season 14 is planned as well.
Yeah, so I feel like they didn't... Yeah, so I feel like they didn't end like they have with the last two, where it's like, here's an ending that we would be happy with if we never got to do this show again. So, I mean, yeah, it was good. I think a lot of the episodes... I'll try and find what the list was, because... Yeah, so yeah, Destroy the Tool was okay. It's basically making fun of the Short King thing, where like people get like leg surgeries and break their bones to get taller because people were insecure about that. Basically, there's a bot that doesn't acknowledge anyone who's small and only it like falls in love with the highest thing. So Bender gets taller and taller and taller and taller. Then there's a global warming episode, which was fine. There's one where Fry learns about Layla has a different soulmate to him through a magic mirror, and then goes to try and beat the shit out of him, but then befriends the guy, and then turns out that the guy loved a plant that looked like her or something like that. I can't remember. Then there's one where it turns out that there's one that turns out that Layla and Zoidberg are related.
What?
Yeah, so there's basically the episode is Layla doesn't like hanging out with her parents because they're clingy and all of that. So Zoidberg gets kicked out of his dumpster and then lives with Fry and Leela for a bit, but Leela hates it because she hates Zoidberg. And so her parents are like, why don't you come to dinner? And Leela's like, oh yeah, I'll bring someone along, and then bring Zoidberg to kind of live with them for a bit to keep her parents from bugging her. And then there was a plot point where they went to a planet about crabs and like ancient crabs on this planet, and how like a meteorite basically hit Earth and whatnot. And then it turns out so then the parents love Zoidberg and love hanging out with him, and then legally adopt him. And then it was then Leela has, I think, a medical problem and needs a very rare medical thing, which Zoidberg has. And then it turns out that the crab things from the other planet had landed on Earth millions of, or like hundreds of years ago or whatever it was. And that was in the sewers, which linked the parents. So genetically, Zoidberg and Leela came from the same thing. Because Zoidberg's home planet, I think, was where the crab things blasted off. And so that's how he had the medical thing to help save Leela's life. And so they are technically related distantly by alien rocks that caused all the mutants to be related to the Zoidberg family line or whatever it is.
It's fucking crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was an okay episode. But yeah, like, I think the episodes were okay. They were enjoyable. I think the thing was that I think they dumped it all at the same time this time.
Did they?
Yeah, because I don't remember any build up to it. So I think they dumped it all at the same go. Because I think I just saw it one day and it was on Disney and it was like, oh, it's all just out. And so I think rather than the week-to-week thing, I think they just dumped it.
I think it actually works better dumping it all in one go. I know it's not bad, but I think because it's 20-minute episodes,
it doesn't feel like it's worth.
Yeah, week to week. If it was like Wednesday, was week to week. Was it week to week? No.
No, it was
dumped.
4 and then 4 and then 4.
Yeah, I think that model just works better, to be fair.
Well, the boys and Gen V always do 3 episodes, then 1 week to week.
Yeah, I think that works better as well. And to be fair, even if Futurama was kind of multiple dumps, like 2 episodes at each time, I think that would work much better.
Yeah, I think that
it's just episode length isn't quite enough.
Yeah. You want to talk about the subtle art of not giving a fuck?
Oh yeah, so I forgot about this. This month I decided to uninstall YouTube on my phone because I noticed that I type YouTube into my phone very regularly to bring up YouTube. If I have a moment spare, I will just do that because
Also,
it's so easy.
Check us
to watch
out
a
on
video.
YouTube. Totally Broken Opinions. Pod.
Once again, I've not stopped watching YouTube. I've only stopped watching it on my phone.
Right. So you're on a laptop or TV.
Yeah, or my computer. My point is, if I'm going to go watch YouTube, I'm mindfully choosing to go watch YouTube.
You're not just putting
I've
it.
allocated rather than just like going on my phone. I'm bored. Do something. It's right. No, I'm actually gonna go do this.
Have you tried Instagram or TikTok?
No, because that sounds even fucking worse.
Oh yeah, I had to download Instagram the other day. And, oh my god, I'll tell you about it off podcast because it's depressing as fuck.
Cool.
Yeah.
Part of that, I've now been a bit more bored recently, so I decided to give reading a go. My girlfriend had a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and I decided to pick up and read it, and I thought it was really interesting. I know they've got there was a previous book as well called Everything Is Fucked.
They got a bunch of books.
I think they two.
I think they've had a few.
I thought it was only two. But yeah, it's really interesting. It's kind of a backwards way of living a positive, not positive. That's not the right word.
Everything
a
is
backwards way of
fucked.
thinking about
Models attract women through honesty. Love is not enough. There's one about Will Smith, I guess.
life. Yeah.
How to Write Your Destiny. So he's got a couple books. I've read this book, or at least listened to the audiobook version, and I watched the Netflix TV show thing that covered it as well, where you sit down with the guy.
But it's quite an interesting concept of a lot of the thought processes. I think the most interesting one is where he talks about the backwards law, which is the more you try to be happy, the more miserable you'll be.
Right. Yeah. See, it's been so long since I read this book or like had any interaction with it that I kind of forget what it was about. So
yeah,
that's the thing.
That's part of it. So yeah, the idea is if you're trying to be happy, you're always thinking about how happy you're not.
Yep.
So therefore, it makes you more unhappy. Whereas the psychological idea is if you're more accepting of everything being shit, and you just let nice things come along, then you'll be more happy. For example, it sounds really ridiculous, but I read the AI thing, and I got quite depressed about it all. And then the next day, I just kind of sat down and had a coffee, and I felt quite happy from it.
Yeah.
And and since then, I also uninstalled on YouTube. I've now woke up an hour earlier for work every morning. And I probably spent like 10-20 minutes drinking my coffee and doing nothing. And that sounds really fucking boring and stupid, but I feel a lot better in myself from it. I can't say why. I'm not trying to do anything. It's just the mornings feel less rushed, less chaotic. I feel a little bit less stressed.
Yeah.
Than rushing to get everything ready for work in about 10 minutes.
I mean, I'm fine with self-help stuff. I think it's good to prioritize yourself through a lot of things.
Yeah, because the interesting thing about this book is it doesn't describe itself as a self-help book.
No, it's just
in fact,
more
anything,
of like how to stop caring.
It talks about. Well, the way it describes it is truly no one can. To quote, I think it says, "Truly no one can to not give a fuck about anything. People who do that are psychopaths." Well, what you should do is choose what to give a fuck about.
Yeah, what to prioritize your.
Like you are alive for a very short time in your life, and you should only give a fuck about things you actually care about.
Yeah,
and that's the more core message behind it, which I think is quite a nice message.
Yeah,
and a good way to think about things. I mean, obviously, easier said than done. And it even says, like, if you're unhappy or you're anxious, then don't listen. Because it talks like a lot of society, like Instagram right now, you only kind of see the positives of people's lives.
Oh yeah, that's been the case for ages. It's just like,
Yeah.
like this is why I don't like Instagram, because it's just people posting. No one's ever gonna post their darkest moment, and if they do, you're like, why are you posting your darkest moments? Is it because you're actually trying to open up, or are you trying to get clicks because you know that people will want to watch you
And
be?
there's so many like videos, like saying, "Oh, how to stop being anxious," or how to be happy. But then the whole idea of that is no one can be, the same state all the time. Like, it's a natural human emotion to be sad, to be like unhappy, to be anxious.
Oh yeah.
Like, just let yourself be that way. Don't let society tell you that you can't be like. If you're unhappy, just be unhappy.
Yeah, I will give credit to
you
social
should be
media
fine
where
with
it counts, though. Because of social media, Nepal managed to overthrow its own government.
I heard about this, and they
you-
elected the leader through Discord.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, what happened? Basically, this is the bare bones explanation, but basically, what happened was Nepal's young generation started looking at social media like Instagram and things like that, and started seeing the politicians and leaders and all of this stuff's kids posting about how rich and how lavish their lifestyles were, whilst Nepal is one of the like poorest countries in the world, and it's horribly corrupt and everything like that. So they started posting about it and chatting about it, and so the Nepalian government basically decided to ban social media. And on the same day that happened, they basically went, fuck that, because how Nepal basically operates is, because Nepal is so poor and they don't have much job prospects, a lot of people go abroad to like China and other countries to go work. And so they use social media to keep in contact with their families and send money back to their place of living, basically, so that people can afford to live, basically. And so when the government basically shut down social media, people's access to their money was locked off because they couldn't communicate with their families outside of the country. And so they lost access to their money. And if that had continued, people would have been basically starving and had no money. So that's why they started rioting and overthrowing. And then there was it's really funny because there's a British vlogger who went to Nepal like a day before and then got stuck whilst all the riots and everything were going on, and started just vlogging it and had no idea what the fuck was going on, but just started vlogging it all. And he became like a local legend in Nepal because he was like one of the people who was just basically going around and just basically going, what the fuck is happening? And and it's like he had no viewership, and then he's like hitting millions of views on these videos and stuff like that. So you're kind of like, okay, that's why he's posting it, but it's also interesting. But he's just like, he was just so uninformed about what the fuck was going on. And it's just like, why is there a riot happening? And what's happening? And why is everyone out on the streets protest? And like, there's gunshots in the background of his videos and stuff like that as the military tries to like take control of the protests. And so then, so they basically, the military basically switches, and all of the politicians and everything are like running away and getting airlifted out of their houses on ropes by helicopters and stuff like that. And then basically the military and the people decide to basically settle everything on Discord, and they basically voted on Discord to elect who they were going to be. And they all decided basically this old basically anti-corruption person who was retired and didn't want the job and was basically, no, don't hire me, don't do. And so everyone just unanimously basically, well, I don't know if it was unanimously, but they basically voted for her to be in power, and then she accepted. And so the transfer of power has basically gone to her, and so she's now the new leader of Nepal. And yeah, it was all solved basically through Discord, which was just a crazy event that happened. But yeah, what a crazy fucking few days. How they basically got their first female prime minister and everything like that. It's crazy. And it happened 2 days after Charlie Kirk. So it's just, that got covered basically in the news. Because I didn't hear about it. I just saw like one person talk about it. And I was like, what the fuck? Nepal overthrew its government? Like, how did I not hear about this? And yeah, it was just like a bunch of Gen Z activists, basically. Because they just basically, like, they were just sick of the leadership basically being so corrupt and all their kids basically posting on TikTok and Instagram about how lavish their lives were. And then you see all the videos of them, like, going into the buildings of, like, the families and stuff like that. And it's just crazy, massively exorbitant housing and everything like that. Whilst people on the streets, like, die because they can't afford food. And you're just like, holy shit, like, why can't we do this? Why can't we overthrow our government?
I think it's partly feels like it might happen. Like, something like this.
Yeah, but it'll be the wrong people to do it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in America. The only ones who will do it are the ones with the guns, and you don't want the ones with the guns doing it.
Yeah. In fact, those, like, protests, it do remind me a lot of the pre-Nazi protests.
Oh, yeah, look, I'm not gonna fucking, like...
What are similarities?
Yeah, look, unfortunately, the far right is very good at downplaying, like, the meaning behind words, which is very depressing. Because you say Nazi and they're like, oh yeah, we're not Nazis, we're just neo-Nazis, or whatever the fuck it is. And that's not a Nazi. Like, we're just pro-humanity. Like, no, you're just changing what words mean to suit what you believe in. Like, that's not what these words mean. But yeah. So.
Although, one of the protests, I saw a video where one guy was in the protest and he's like, yeah, I don't know why I'm here. I'm only here because I don't like the government because I want to fly my flag. He didn't care about anything politics. He just thought he couldn't fly his flag. And I was like, that's so fucking stupid.
Well, I didn't because I didn't even know about the protests in the UK until YouTube started recommending me the live protest videos.
Yeah.
Because I apparently am in the prime demographic for like nationalism. But this was on unlogged in accounts. This was just on base YouTube without any login details. Because when you Chromecast stuff to it, it will log you into the if you un-Chromecast but still have YouTube open, it will basically just go to the base YouTube homepage without a login detail. So it will just put you whatever's trending on the YouTube page in the UK, and that was trending. Whereas if I actually looked on my actual phone where my login is on, it was just like nothing about it. And so I only learned about it, and then I was just like, what the fuck is this? Because I had no idea why, like, everywhere I lived suddenly had flags everywhere. And I was like, is the World Cup happening or something? Because that's the only time you ever...
There's more flags I don't think I've ever seen for anything in the UK. A coronation, World Cup, anything.
Yeah.
Olympics. There's never been this many.
And I hate it. I don't hate the British flag. Like, I'm fine.
Wrong reason.
Yeah, it's just don't associate your flag with this stuff. Like, football, whatever. I don't like football, but yeah, people can be proud and fly the British flag. But, like, for this is not worth the fight. Like, stop it.
It's crazy, because the small boats is such a small issue. Like, it's minuscule.
Yeah.
Like, the amount it actually affects anything in society is
well,
so small.
It's the same with the trans thing. Like, Americans don't understand percentages because they, like, there was a poll or something with American statistics basically going, how many people do you think in America are trans? And I think it worked out that they thought 23% of America was trans.
Oh no! Wow.
And the actual amount of trans people is like 0.5 of the American population.
No.
Like something below 0.1% or something like that. And it's just because Americans hear about it all the fucking time because people don't shut the fuck up about it. So people think it's a bigger issue than it actually is. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying immigration doesn't have downsides. I'm just saying this is not the priority that you should be focusing on. It is a distraction from the actual real things that affect your day-to-day life. Like, the reason... Crazy. Well, like... Okay, yeah, you go. I'll get to mine.
What I find crazy about this whole anti-immigration debate is that most people who are can't be wrong about this, are people who are approaching retirement age.
Yep.
But they're the ones who are going to struggle because people aren't having kids,
Yep.
which means population's going down, which
Yep.
means unless you replace the workforce, they're not going to get the same state pension,
Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
because you need a higher work like each year.
You need a workforce to
higher
supplement the tax incomes that then pays for your fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't have a lowering workforce.
But that's why they're like blaming us for not having kids. But it's like we don't have a fucking workplace where it works because everyone's fucking old and staying in their jobs because no one can fucking get out of a pension.
Yeah.
Like everyone's working longer and longer, which means that jobs don't open up as frequently. It's just like
Also, having a kid nowadays is more money than mortgage.
yeah, like it costs so much to do anything, and people are just like, oh yeah, it's our fault for not having kids, and it's like we don't have kids because we can't fucking afford them. I'd love to have a kid if I ever got, but
yeah. No,
like,
but me and my partner are the same boat. Like we can't afford it. It's just it's just not financially viable.
And then you get your kids later in life, and then like you're getting closer to retirement age every time, and then your kids are getting like if you have your kids like 35, by the time your kids are 35, you'll be 70. Like, so you'll hit retirement by the time your kids are 35, and whether or not they have a job by that point, who knows? Like,
I think it's actually possibly quite unlikely that we'll ever be retired.
I don't think I'm gonna ever retire. I'm hoping this podcast takes off so we can just talk shit for the rest of our lives and we don't have to do anything.
Yeah. I think it's quite likely in the next 20 years there'll be a cure for aging.
Well, upload your consciousness into an AI, Dan.
Well, no, even like bio stuff. Like they've always had this idea. It's always been a long time. They think there'd be a cure for aging by 2050, and that estimate's not changed. And if that is true, people no longer age, then will people ever be retired?
I don't believe that we won't ever age. I don't think that's just ever going to be a thing that happens, because I think natural death is probably very essential in life. And I know people want to prolong, but I don't think it will be a natural prolonged thing. I think it will probably be artificially like uploaded, or I think that will be the thing. But then I don't see a point to it. It's like the whole assisted dying thing that everyone's upset about or isn't upset about, or who knows, because people think, oh yeah, people just use it as an excuse to kill themselves, and I'm like, that's very simplifying the argument. Like, it's people who have long suffering like chronic illnesses and things like that just live in constant pain for their whole lives, and like, is it just better to mercy let them choose whether or not they want to suffer through life in constant pain, or like ease it by having time with their family to let them know, spend the last few moments happy before they start being in chronic pain, or all these things, and just choosing whether or not they have that experience. Like, sure, there's going to be some cunts who are trying to use it for like self-harm reasons, but that's why you fund it, so that you can get those people help. Like, this is the thing, everything is just underfunded to a point that like we don't have enough people. Like,
yeah,
the reason why the NHS sucks is because it's not funded well.
Yeah,
like,
no, absolutely.
The resources of the people there, the training isn't there.
And also, people who mainly work the NHS are usually migrants, because they're the only ones who are willing to work
For the
harder
pay.
jobs for less pay.
Yep. And then people complain that it's all just immigration people because they can't understand them, and it's like, well...
And they only ever want high-skilled workers, which is a bullshit, because we
But then
do
they're
not
willing
have
to go...
a lack of high-skilled jobs.
But then they're willing to go to Turkey to get leg lengthening surgeries and hair transplants and boob jobs, and it's like, what the fuck do you want people to do? Like, a doctor is a doctor, whether or not they train somewhere else or trained in the UK. Like,
Well, no, I think they say they're fine with having doctors, but what they say is they don't want low-skilled immigration. Which is bullshit, because that's the ones we actually do need more of. People don't do low-skilled jobs.
no.
If you look at universities right now, graduates, how hard is it to get a job as a graduate? Because there is not many high skill job.
Yeah, because high skilled is a hard thing to get into, but we're teaching everyone to do high skilled work like portfolios.
Yeah,
but there's no
our
positions.
Generation is the most knowledgeable generation there's ever been, which is probably actually why most of our generation is a lot more, I think, liberal. I would say.
Yeah, well, that's why they don't
part.
like. That's why they want the younger generation to be more mad, because it's easier to make people like when people are mad. It's easier to control them.
Yeah. I think a lot of our generation is more like, it's all fucked. We're not going to live in.
We're just nihilistic and like there's a bunch of old people where I work, so they're always just like, oh yeah, I can't remember what the conversation was, but it was just like they asked me a question and I was like, oh yeah, I don't think I'm going to retire, and they were like, oh, why do you think that? And I was like, because the world fucking sucks. And like I'm a very sarcastic and tonal, like very straightforward, and they were like, oh yeah, and I bet you're blaming the old people. And I was like, kind of. And they were like, why? And I was like, well, here's a list of reasons. And it was like, oh, that's not my fault though. And I'm like, well,
what is it? It's your fault. It's your generation.
I didn't say it was. Yeah, I just said it's the general, like the general way the world happened to play out. It wasn't anyone's fault. It just happened to be how the things have played out. Bunch of old people live for ages. People can't get jobs to replace those people because they're still working, and because like so many other factors in the world. It's not just one thing that people keep blaming. Like this is why I hate it, because you just blame one thing, and then as soon as that thing gets fixed or gets squashed or cut out or whatever, it hasn't solved anything, because it's not just the one fucking problem. It's just multiple things that need to be tackled at the same time with people's collaboration and all this stuff. Anyway, I want to talk about Michael McIntyre, because I watched it because, and this is a very interesting thing, because this came out in so Happy and Glorious is his comedy special that I watched, and I don't know why I decided to put this on, but I put it on last week and then finished it today because I had to go somewhere last week and then had to, I didn't get around to finishing it until today. But it's a comedy special from 2015. So it's
okay.
Well, the reason I say that is because it's very interesting to watch something from 2015 before 2016, when I feel like the world went to absolute dog shit. Because the problems of 2015 seem so simple. Like, comedy just seemed so much simpler back in 2015.
Yeah, back in those days.
Yeah. Like, it's jokes, it's day-to-day life problems that are just kind of mundane and uninteresting, but told through a funny lens. So, it's very interesting to go back through the time capsule to 10 years ago, when the world seemed so much simpler, and comedy didn't feel like people just shouting, oh, it's woke and bullshit at you, and then having some actual comedians who are good at their jobs, who aren't trying to fight the constant pressures of, he talks about iPads in it, and you're like, oh, this is the simple comedy of just your kids on an iPad, and it's not killing them. It's just them using it as a distraction as a parent, and it's not like the social anxiety of your kids just constantly using social media and never ever growing up and constantly just die. It's just like, oh my god, 2015 was so much simpler. And then the last thing I did this month was I went and watched One Republic with my friend
nice.
at the O2. And this time I actually went with someone. So, because I realized I'd bought 2 tickets and I didn't realize I'd done that. So I had to ask someone, and I was just like, fuck it, do you want to come and watch One Republic? And they were like, sure. And then I built a shed afterwards. Well, the next day. Because I needed to build a bike shed. But yeah, no, One Republic is good. I liked it. I didn't realize how many songs of theirs that I'd actually listened to, and I didn't realize how many songs they wrote for other people. Because they've done a lot.
Yeah, I quite like One Republic. There's a lot of their songs I quite like.
Well, they're an American band, but they were very heavily inspired by the UK pop like music and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
As the guy, like all of their album, like they were not very well, they weren't not successful, but their startup like songs and everything, they had a special place in the UK because most of them topped at #1 in the UK, like Apologize and all of that stuff. Like their first songs were successful in the UK, and that's why they kept going as a band and all of that stuff. And like I said, they were inspired by the UK pop stuff and all of that. I learned all of this at the show because as I never really follow like music, especially bands. Like as I said, I didn't know anyone in the Imagine Dragons. I didn't know any of their names, and I still don't know any of the names of the people in Rum Republic. So, yeah, but it was good. I think out of the concerts I've been to, I'd say it's probably number 2 in terms of like just overall vibe and things like that. Because I feel like Dua Lipa, it's a performance, and I know all the songs basically except for one, which was the Charlie XCX one. This, I didn't know all of the songs, but it was still like a good experience and everything like that. Imagine Dragons, whilst I liked it, I just think my experience of it was just negative, because I got there way too early. I spent 3 hours sitting in a fucking horrible seat. I was too far away. The audio was crackly as shit. And I didn't know as many of the songs as like all the other artists that I'd been to. Because I like Imagine Dragons, but I just don't keep... my knowledge from them is from 2016. And Imagine Dragons is one of those bands where they just keep making music. So all of their popular songs are all songs that I kind of know. And then all of the songs that they've kept making since I stopped listening basically are still popular. So they kind of intermingle with the ones that I do know and the ones I don't know. So I was just kind of like, oh yeah. Whereas One Republic kind of does a lot of songs for other people. So even if I haven't heard it, I've still probably heard it because it's someone else's. Like they did the Halo song for Beyonce. Like they co-wrote that with Beyonce and stuff like that. So like the guy has done so many songs for other people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you look up like One Republic's like list of songs that they've done for other people, it's crazy. But yeah, we also turned up. Like I finally learned that doors open does not mean the show starts.
No, it doesn't. It means doors open.
Yeah. So I turned up. I turned up 20 minutes before, like when the show kind of actually started. I think like 30 minutes or so, because they still had the support act on, but like they were finishing up, and then it was like the 10 or 20 minutes after that before the show actually started, and then. Once again, London transport system is not capable of housing hundreds of thousands of people coming out of a stadium.
No.
So just, especially the O2, where it just clogs and clogs and clogs. It's crazy. But yeah, no, it was a fun experience. It was nice to actually go with someone and be able to chat about it, not just sat in silence whilst other people have a grand old time around you.
Yeah.
But I have come to the realization that I don't think I will ever be the type of person who gets up and dances or has the time of their life or yells or jumps around, and I'm just kind of there to just sit there and watch and have a good time, but not express it in any physical way whatsoever. And I have accepted that. Because, God, I watch people and I'm just like, oh my God. Also, fuck off, cunts who record all the show. It's annoying. Just stop being on your phone all the time.
Yeah, one of our mates does that.
Well, I think I spoke about it last time when we did the Imagine Dragons, but there was just one guy who was just sat on his phone the entire time next to me, just recording the whole show. And I was like, are you
Yeah.
ever gonna watch that again in your life?
No.
Or did you just miss the experience because you wanted to record it for no reason other than to probably upload it to YouTube and then it get flagged because it's copyrighted music? So you make no money.
I've only ever recorded like quick snippets, like 10 seconds or something.
I do, yeah, I do like... I just do the song, like, throughout the entire concert, I was like, do I record any of this? And then... like Counting Stars came on and I was like, okay, that's the big one that I know and I'll record that one. And I did like 30 seconds and I hated every second that I recorded it. And also, I'm the guy who adamantly refuses to record vertically. So I will have my phone sideways, recording in big screen, and I will never do this where it's tilting up. I hate it. I hate anyone who records vertically. It's so stupid. I don't give a shit about Instagram looking like it fits on the screen.
Like I said, I'd only ever normally record for the memory to be like, oh yeah, I remember when this happened.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like that's the reason I think more to record parts of it, like snippets. Recording the whole thing, I'm like, you're not gonna rewatch the whole thing.
Nah.
Like it's not entertaining. Like, the whole point.
Also, it's going to be the
music,
worst quality that you will ever watch.
Exactly. Like the music, you should put a fucking playlist on.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to
need
listen
to have like a
yeah.
quick snippet of like, oh yeah, this happened. Like it was kind of cool. This is what the music was kind
That's
of.
why I
There we
recorded
go.
Counting Stars, because it was a nice thing. It was like, oh yeah, just
There
get
you
the...
go. Yeah, that's all you need.
Like Dua Lipa,
Yeah,
because that was the other thing I noticed. I don't know if it's every female artist when they do a performance, but female artists, credit to them, they put on a much more entertaining, like, visual experience than males. Because, like for Dua Lipa, it's multiple costume changes, it's multiple theatrics, multiple dance numbers, multiple things like that. And then for Imagine Dragons and One Republic, it's just white guy does some dancing, and that's about it. Like, there's no there's no spectacle. It's like some visuals in the background, and that's about it. Whereas women are like doing cartwheels and flips, and I don't know what the fuck the Taylor Swift Eras tour was like, but like I imagine she was hanging from the ceiling and doing trapeze artist acts and all of this shit. But like women put on a much better show than a male performer. Like women women just put on a much different level of showmanship than dudes. Like dudes can just get away with just like the guy from Imagine Dragons just walked around most of the stage shirtless for it. And like don't get me wrong, the guy is ripped as fuck and like go for it. Show off your abs, but it's just funny that that's the level of entertainment that he has to provide, whereas women have to do so much more shit. Like I think Dua Lipa like swapped outfits like 6 times.
Yeah,
but that has
well,
been.
I think I'm going to a concert next month.
Nice. I'm also going to a concert. I think next month.
I've got one each month.
Actually, no. I think, yeah, no, it is next month. Yeah, it's next month. I'm going to a very small indie artist band that I've listened to since forever.
Who are they?
Small Pools.
Not heard of them.
Yeah, they're not very... I don't know if they're actually very big, but like they had one song called Dreaming, which I heard 10 years ago, and I think that was their first song, and I've basically listened to every song that they've put out since. And this is the first time they're in the UK, and apparently the last time they're in the UK. And I was just like, fuck it, I'll buy tickets. So, but I didn't buy a second ticket, because I have learned from my mistakes.
You don't do that again.
Well, not until I'm actually in a committed relationship. I'm not fucking wasting...
Yes.
I have wasted so much money on extra tickets that I almost didn't get any value from. Other than it was nice to not have someone sit next to me, because when I was at One Republic, I was sat next to a chubby man, and it was kind of annoying. Because, well, you just squished, and it would have been nice to be able to sit on the other side where I would have had some space.
Yeah.
Because it was... But it's nothing against the guy. Like, you can't help that. It's like, you know what you're doing when you do it. But, yeah. Other than that, yeah. That's been the month of September. It's been exhausting.
Yeah.
Just from a fucked political spectrum. From TV and movies, not so much. There's not been much out. Like, I watched most of this stuff in the last week. Like,
I don't think much has happened.
Honey Don't came out at the beginning of the month, so like the 2nd or 3rd of September. And that was the only movie I've watched this year that came out this month. And then I watched Blue Beetle because I was bored and nothing had really come out. So I was like, fuck it. I saw this. Wednesday I enjoyed that. I watched at the beginning. Peacemaker last 2 days. Gen V last 3 or 4 days. Marvel Zombies last 3 or 4 days. Futurama last 3 or 4 last week or so. One Republic this week. Like, Michael McIntyre over the course of a week. So, like, nothing really happened over the first 3 or so weeks of September. Except a guy dying and the whole world fucking losing their mind over it. R.I.P. to a racist cunt. I don't feel bad about saying that. I don't give a shit. Like,
it's
terrible that he's... Yeah, I'm not celebrating the fact that he died.
But I'm also not mourning him.
Yeah, no. Like, he was the type of person who actively engaged with when a shooting happened and was like it was a good thing. So I can't, in any sense of the word, feel any regret for him dying in that way, because it's just ironic. And like, he shouldn't have died. It's not great that he died, but like, the way that he died, he would have been absolutely 100% on his own podcast, laughing at if it had happened to someone else. And the fact that there was a Minnesota assassination and her husband like maybe 2 or 3 months before, and nothing. And this guy who was a podcaster for the far right is getting more of a memorial than her is crazy.
So many school shootings happen in America, but then just no one seems to give a shit.
Well, I was watching a video, or like I saw something about it, and it was basically the morbid reality of it is school shootings don't elicit anything in people anymore in America, and that's why it's become political assassinations, which is the new thing that people, to get the media up, and like what's his name, Luigi Mangione. He was the catalyst to, like, the political assassination coming back into... or, like, the assassination coming back into the mainstream, and people then copying it to get the notoriety of, like, being a someone in a... Because, like, I think America has, like, a school shooting every other day, or, like, every day, or something like that, which is insane. But because it happens so frequently, the infamousy and the legacy that people want, even if it's a negative one, like, doesn't hold any value anymore. So if you're like the guy who killed a political adversary or someone politically like influential, or a CEO or something, that's the new morbid way of getting your name in the papers and getting the infamousy.
In 2022, there was 2024. There was 488 shootings in which 4 more people were killed or injured.
Yeah, more than one a
what
day.
The fuck?
Yeah, America's crazy.
If you look at an international comparison of gun-related killings, of percentage of all homicides that happen, 80.5% of all homicides in the US are gun-related.
Yeah.
4% in the UK.
America's crazy.
Like, don't take away my guns, it gives me the right to protect myself.
Yep, from the other guy with the gun who's crazy. And you're crazy because you have a gun, and you'll just shoot that guy because you somehow want a hero complex of being the one to save it, but you're also like, give the guns to the cops and let them deal with it.
But what's crazy though? In the US, majority of the population actually want to keep the gun law is more strict.
Yeah, but it's the gun lobbyists who don't.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's how he gets trolled.
It's the same. It's the same with the fucking medical stuff. Like, this is why it's so weird because like America, on a whole, does want regulation, but it's the people in power who don't.
Yeah,
But they're
and
now
it's a two-party
trying.
system, so it's corrupt. So you can't vote out the party.
It's the same in the UK. Like,
Really?
we get rid of.
Wow, UK's a bit different now.
Yeah, but we don't choose who our prime minister is. We just get.
True,
They voted
but
in. We just voted the party in. So.
But we do actually have a choice of who we're electing.
Well, Nigel Farage is running up.
Yeah, the trouble is it's not proportional.
Yeah. God, I can't imagine having Nigel Farage as a prime minister. It would absolutely be the end
I
days.
said if he goes prime minister, I'm leaving the country.
Yeah, but a lot of people say
I'm not
that.
joking. I'm going. If I can get a skilled job somewhere, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to Scandinavia or something.
Good luck. The work visas, because we're not in the EU anymore, are going to be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, well, I think they still accept skilled workers.
Yeah, but they can replace you with an AI, so...
Yeah, no, it's all fucked. Oh.
You can get replaced by a Scandinavian AI.
To be fair, in EU laws, I think they're going to have it make sure that people... I think that's the other hope for AI is... I really hope that the governments in charge will just make it mandatory for people to be protected. So you can't replace a workforce with AI.
The only one is the EU.
I think EU will do that.
The EU would, but...
Yeah.
The whole thing of Trump's administration and every other fucking thing is to dismantle the EU as quickly as possible. Like, they hate the EU.
EU is the only one.
The EU is the only one, and maybe I can't remember what it's called, but the one who, like, Brazil is a part of.
Yeah.
Because Brazil is also cracking down. Like, that side of the world is also cracking down on it.
The EU has so much control. Why did we vote Brexit to not be part of it? I don't know. We used to have a say on these laws.
Foreigners.
No, we don't. Yeah.
Because people don't know how the fucking world works.
People thought, oh yeah, leave the EU. We should abide by the EU laws. No, you do. You now just don't get a vote in it.
Yeah. We still have to abide by them because they're still our major trade partner. And we tried to pivot to the Americas, and look what the Americas is doing now.
Well, the EU has so much power. That's why USB-C exists on iPhones.
Yeah.
Because of the EU. Same with all the cybersecurity stuff. It's all because of the EU, really.
Yeah.
The EU drives it.
Yeah, it's the EU is the leading, like they have, like, I'm not saying the EU is perfect. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The EU does have some fucked laws that we don't, like, we benefit from not following. Like, I guess our fishing things that we keep loving to fight over.
I think the biggest thing in time recently was probably the vaccines. Because
we got it. Because we were bypass a lot of it. Yeah. But still, our rollout of that was garbage anyway. So, like, we got them, but like, it was still a fucked process, and how long it took everything to get through, and how we handled COVID in general.
Yeah, that's still bad. But the vaccines,
we got the vaccines. And the people who didn't take them, well, they still can feel justified. So, but anyway, we were meant to wrap up, but then we didn't. So we'll see you next month for hopefully a less politically charged climate, but who knows?
Yeah, right. I don't
even know what stuff's coming out next month for movies and TV, so I don't know what I'm going to be watching. It'll be finishing up stuff, so we'll probably end up talking about stuff that we've already talked about, but...
Maybe Gen B, I'll actually go watch it, because now I know it's out.
Tomorrow I'm going to watch a random movie from the Cineworld secret screening thing, so I don't know what fucking movie that's meant to be. So, I might be able to talk about something that's coming out... Well, may or may not have come out by the time that it happened. I don't know. Who knows? I'm hoping it's Avatar Way of Water Fire fake, because then I can shit on it early.
Are you going to watch it?
It honestly depends on if the cinema in my hometown opens up before the movie does. because I want that cinema to survive. So I'm going to go and watch as much stuff there as I can. But if it doesn't, then I don't care that much. Unless I hear it is the best thing ever and it fixes all the problems that I have with the Avatar franchise. But that's not till December, so I don't know. I might go watch One Battle After the Other, which is apparently a 10 out of 10 movie from Wes Anderson and Leonardo DiCaprio stars in it.
Right.
But I do not vibe with the trailer, so I don't know how I feel about that movie. But other than that, I don't know. It's not much. Oh yeah, I'll go have that one concert thing. No, I'll talk about that. But anyway, bye everybody.
Bye.
And we'll see you next month. Have a good month. Don't go assassinating anyone.
No,
Unless they deserve it. Which no one does. I'm not telling you to. I'm just saying Donald Trump's face is looking mighty shootable.
I'm just saying maybe it's worth trying to do anything to prevent AI overlords at this point.
Yeah.
Get EU, get your fucking US to regulate it.
No.
It just needs regulation. It just needs regulation. It's
just
not
needs
difficult.
it just needs guidelines and bits pieces put in place to stop it from just replacing everything and being bad at it and then dismantling everything to a point that it can't be fixed again.
Yep.
Bye! What a positive episode! Woo!